We are into assertive nationalism. What was the point I had given? Self-truths, the third point then. They also wanted to have, thank you. They also wanted to have a mass base for their movement. A mass base for their movement. THEIR. The last point. They called upon the people. They called upon the people to make sacrifices. And do you think the moderates call this to make? कभी moderates ने ये बोला? वो खुद भी sacrifice करने के लिए ready थे? Make sacrifices for the sake of the country, for the sake of the country's independence. Change the para. Three important assertive leaders so you write like this, huh? As per the textbook only will write this. बाल गंगाधर तिलक. काम करेंगे हम लोग को लाल बाल लिखना है ना, लाल बाल. So you write लाला लजपत राय. Bracket you write लाल. Okay. बाल गंगाधर तिलक. You write Bal. And third one, Bipin Chandra Pal. You write Lal Bal and Pal. These three leaders, next point, were popularly known as. These three leaders were popularly known as. You write Lal, Bal, and Pal. Now you want me to give the short notes or shall I mark it in the book and leave? What do you want me to do? Shruti. Directly there, no? Confirm. So put the first person name. Causes तो नहीं करना है. You write Bal Gangadhar Tilak. अच्छा ठीक है, फिर लाला लजपत राय. मैंने उधर भी नेहरू में भी ऐसे ही की. लाला लजपत राय. 1865 to 1928. 28. 18. 65 to 1928. 1988 कैसा रहेगा? 65. If you remember, I had while explaining that what was that? अमृतसर में जो हुआ था, क्यों श्रुति doesn't know? अच्छा, you were absent on that day. That Sikhs were killed inside that ground. What was that known as? Amritsar, Punjab.
Yes.
That is the shooting of the Sikhs in Amritsar against that roll attack. Jallianwala Bagh massacre. You forgot? Who was the officer, commander in charge? Officer in charge कौन था? General Dyer. Waste of. Did I not show you that video? Yes. And then how you forgot? Okay, leave it. When this General Dyer was there was a nationwide protest. And then if you remember, Simon Commission was coming to India. That also I said. So when this, I think 68 or 70-year-old fellow, when the commission went to Punjab, Chandigarh, he was in the front. And he took aggressive beatings of British. And his head got bloody charge. So he profusely bled. And then he was taken to the hospital. Few days he was succumbed to his injury, he died. So in fact, he was such a powerful leader. He got a title. What was the title? Shutiya ji, left right hill rahi hai. Kya ho gaya? This title called as, come on. Sher-e Punjab. What is the meaning of Sher-e Punjab? Sir, ये पंजाब का शेर है. Under his leadership only, Chandrasekhar Azad and other revolutionaries were marked up. He was one person, anytime and every time, in the eyes of whom? The British. So if the people of India had given him the title Sher-e Punjab, कुछ तो देख के दिया रहेगा ना. ऐसा नहीं कि ब्रिटिश ने बोला चार जाओ ये जाके किधर कोने में छुप गया. He was not of the view. So when you remember his death, don't remember which commission. Simon, go back. If not, he could have lived longer. But then we have to understand who was this Lala Lajpat Rai. What was his contribution to which nationalism? Assertive nationalism. समझ में आया? Clear? Let's write his introduction. You write point number 1 line. He was popularly known as Sher-e Punjab. He was popularly known as Sher-e Punjab और पंजाब केसरी. ये महाराष्ट्र में भी मिलता है, मालूम है ना? पंजाब केसरी मतलब the most important person of that particular state. और पंजाब केसरी. जैसे foreign countries में क्या मिलता है? I forgot. पंजाब केसरी. Who was a lawyer? Lawyer. You understand lawyer? A prolific writer. Prolific writer, come on, educator. हाँ, all come on. Shall I break it? चलेगा ना? ये पहले एक ही लाइन. Educator, come on, social reformer. And educator, social reformer, and a staunch fighter, strong fighter, huh? Against the British rule. Fighter, strong, very strong, against the British rule. Let me see, both the people have to learn and tell me without saying. Now only. I want to see how quickly you learn.
Sir, the Nana Express Rai was a
So ज़रा time ले ले भाई. तू इतना जल्दी तुझे कौन बोल रहा है?
already
No need. आराम से. Take 2 minutes. Hey, you have seen this board? What it is put for? We are starting even not starting. We have already started that 11th and 12th CBSE Commerce. You know that? What is CBSE Commerce? What is it? You know, commerce is what many people do not get into science. They don't like to. Then, since your ICSE is it, after 10th, we have those commerce batches where that 4 subjects are offered: economics, accounts, business studies, and math. And if you want to get into that CA, you understand CA or MBA or business, MBMS, this is the best. And many people love biology in 10th standard, but when when you go to 11th and 12th, the same biology, chemistry becomes real burden. फिर बेचारा 11th में जाके रोती रहती है, सर ये क्या है, सर मैथ भी difficult है. So if you are of the view of getting into CBSE commerce, sir has already launched this program. So please see it. Okay. Not this year, next year. Okay, shall we? He will come. First of all, he is also known as what? Shere Punjab or Punjab Kesari.
He was a lawyer, a staunch fighter.
पहला वर्ड बोला और सीधा नीचे
Reform or
educator. बस ठीक है. श्रुति क्या what's his name?
Popularly known as he was a lawyer,
Prolific writer,
educator, social reformer, and a strong fighter against British.
बस इतना ही तो बोलना है. क्या है? बोल.
Lala Lajpat Rai was also known as.
He's pointing the pen to me. Oh my God, you are posing a danger to me only. And look at the board and say no problem. क्या लाल? क्या है? Don't make fun of his name. Such a great leader man. Alright. This is insult of his name. I will put a case against you. Write this next point. He joined Congress in 1888. He joined the INC in 1888 and became an assertive nationalist. since 1907. And now look here for a moment. 1907. Now who can tell me the difference between these two? दोनों कांग्रेस ही है ना? तो क्या difference है? Let me see your दिमाग का बत्ती. दिमाग का बत्ती गुल है या जल? Then why did he join there? इधर ही आने का था ना? कैसी हो? अभी बिना ऐसे बोले. Put you onto the hook of the.
Congress was there.
Even this is also part of INC only, na? Then what? Initially, when INC was established in which year? 1885. He was a member after 3 years. He might have worked with whom? The moderates. But there will be difference of opinion. You understand what is difference of opinion? अच्छा ये कौन किया ये अच्छा मैं कौन किया तूने किया गुड बॉय मेरे से बोलता मैं ऐसे कर लेता. Although he joined this 1888 INC, here who were working? The moderates. But his thinking did not match with whom? So he might have become in which year? अभी समझ में आया? This is the only difference, man. Right? Next point. His main contributions are. Shaky second. Why your hands are not steady? Look here. How steady is my hand? His main contributions are point number 1. An educationist and a prolific or a forceful writer. Shall we use exact textbook words only, na? An educationist and a forceful writer. An educationist and a forceful writer. फोर्सफुल को 4 बार कट कर क्या फोर्सफुल श्रुति अच्छा first of all nobody asked me what is the meaning of the word prolific. Ask me then only I'll tell you. You know who is the writer first of all? Now you are also writing. Are you a writer? Then what?
Who writes some poem or
Poem.
newspaper?
Newspaper. What else? Journals. Have you heard the English proverb? She is asking you to I. Good girl. Good answer. It's so simple to tell you. Writer means a person through his writing can influence thousands and thousands of people. जैसे हमारा बच्चा का बैड हैंडराइटिंग देख के पूरा स्कूल का टीचर्स गायब हो गया. So that's what we say. A sword can injure few, but a pen can injure lakhs and lakhs of people. तो लड़के ने अपना पेन से मारने का लिखने का. When I use the word prolific writer, he wrote things. When any youth read that, what will happen? He has become energetic. What is energetic? Prolific means not hiding anything, writing openly, writing forcefully. Now there are people, if I say you write a criticism of this fellow, how will they write? He was a good fellow. Due to some incidents, he is a bad fellow now. Maybe after some time, he might become a good fellow. Please don't hate him. Can I say he's a prolific writer? He is a more demon He is the biggest devil I have ever seen. End of him is the end of the era. ये कौन सा writer है? He is not a single word. He is leaving him space. He is punishing him. So who is the person? When I say Bal Gangadhar Tilak in front of the British judge, आपको लगे क्या सर जज के सामने? जज के सामने क्या? In front of a British police, you cannot even look him eye to eye. बोलेगा नीचे तो मतलब नीचे ही देखने का. You can't look into his eyes. If not, he will give you swat. At that age, when Bal Gangadhar Tilak in his own style, what was that line? Swaraj is my birthright and I shall have it at any cost. What is Swaraj? हमारा country को हम rule करेगा. Who are you to rule? And I will have it at any cost. Any cost? मतलब कुछ भी हो जाए, I will get my Swaraj. Although he might not get it, but this statement will throw tension on whose mind? British mind. अभी जैसे मैं बच्चा को बोलता हूँ करो या मरो, सर वो क्या होता है? कैसे भी करके अच्छा मार्क्स लेकर आओ. बच्चा भी बोलता है ठीक है. No sir, I will give my blood and bones to it. देने तो वाला नहीं है. And at least बोल तो रहा है. Sir, I give it a shot sir. The whole night I was studying. ये सब्जेक्ट क्या है सर? इससे भी आगे करूँगा. मतलब वाह बेटा. सर ये तो डायलॉग था सर. कहाँ से तो चुरा के मारा. When the marks comes, his statement and marks are exactly good. I said, this is what it is. So if you understand who is a prolific writer, through his writing only the opponent will come to an end. Wow, क्या लिख रहा है मेरे बारे में? Like even today, I don't know how many read newspapers. There are two good newspapers very famous in India, English. Which one? Times of India and one Indian Express. If you read both the newspapers, you will find Indian Express are more critic. But in Times of India is a very happy newspaper. हाँ, government के बारे में कुछ नहीं लिखेगा, इसके बारे में कुछ नहीं लिखेगा, सबके बारे में लिखेगा. But very happy news. But if you read Times of Indian Express, all angry words. उससे भी अच्छा है और एक newspaper है, The Hindu. Before I entered my one and the last exam called IAS exam, which I did not clear, my dad used to bring me Hindu newspaper. बेटा पढ़ो, पढ़ के कुछ समझेगा तो ना पढ़ने का. उस एज में क्या समझेगा? But पढ़ने का. Because the Hindu will concentrate on all over India, and the language was prolific. I don't know. He understands a little bit of Urdu. बोलता कलम में जो ताकत है ना? वो तलवारों में नहीं है. ऐसे ही बोलता ना? The pen is more mightier than a sword. But अगर वही पेन गलत हाथ में पड़ा, तो जो लिखेगा कोई भी पढ़ के उल्टा ही हो जाएगा. So we say prolific writer is whom? So wherever the newspaper, whatever is writing, he just made it one point. Whoever reads this newspaper will fight against the injustice of whom? The British. Okay, so let's write prolific writer. आप लोग एक short form use कर लो, only for now, not in the exam, because you will be tired of writing it. क्या है? क्या है? पक्का? Is it so? Right. He was LLR लिखना. A prolific writer which he proved it through a monthly magazine, you write it in single inverted comma, Young India. Which spread the message of attaining Swaraj. मुझे लगता है आप कोई भी इंडिया का पुराना लाइब्रेरी में जाएगा ना, ये पेपर स्टैटिस कॉपी तो रहेगा। न्यूज़पेपर ऑनलाइन में है क्या पता नहीं। I haven't shown you any other group. Let me see if I get some other Oxford videos. ठीक है मैंने नहीं ना? You should understand. वही तो नहीं वो हिंदी में वर्ड लिखा है। चलिए सी टू दिस। Gudki village in Firozpur, Punjab. Persian Urdu and Mother Gulab Devi. And this we have written na Punjab Kesri and Lion of Punjab. Orator, you know what is who is an orator means? Who is an orator? ये बोलिए क्या who is an orator? A powerful speaker. Okay, let's see the next lines. You understand the meaning of the word secular state? Is India secular today? Secular means no state religion. All the religion are given equal importance. Okay. Did I not say this? Which commissioner to us? Simon Commission. He was injured in a lathi charge. Okay. Look at his age. How old he was? Will you join any organization at the age of 16? And founded the Hisar district branch of IMC with other leaders. Hisar might be the area from where he comes from. Do you remember Giuseppe Mazzini? He was from Italy. In CBSE 10th standard I teach. Means what? He was a person who inspired the movement of Italian unification. Okay, he became the indoctrinated into the revolutionary way of attaining. This person was a revolutionary. Who? His name was Giuseppe Mazzini. Related to which country? Italy. You want me to write this line for you? If you are interested, write it. If not, leave it. Okay. If you want, you write and keep. For example, Icse का तो well and good. ये मैं change कर देता हूँ. Inspired by Giuseppe Mazzini, he became the revolutionary way of. He adopted it. Inspired by Giuseppe Mazzini, he adopted the revolutionary way of attaining freedom. Adopted मालूम है ना? He took it. The revolutionary way of attaining freedom. Shall we? ये तो हम लोग ने किया है. लाल बाल पाल is one. He went. In 1905, he went to Congress delegate to London, where he fell under the influence of Shyamji Krishna Verma. ये पूरा लोग लंदन और यूएस में काम करते थे उसी टाइम against the British. Okay. In fact, ये जो newspaper है ना journal वो कौन सा नाम है? First one, Young India. He started the newspaper when he was in America. Okay, look how rich these families were. They were in America those time, and he started this newspaper. But he started writing. Newspaper तो कहाँ से कोई publish करता है, right? If I want to say AITUC, आपको इतना ज़्यादा नहीं मालूम है, इतना समझने का. ट्रेड यूनियन सुना है? What is trade union? जो आजकल हर एक कंपनी में रहता है. Fighting against whom? The management. Fighting for whom? The workers. तो उस टाइम का जो AITUC, उसका वो पहला कौन बने? प्रेसिडेंट बना है. And even today this AITUC is there. It is very big. All over India इसका offices है. Trade union बोलते हैं इसको. हाँ, ये क्या है? If I want to tell you, sitting. हाँ. If I want to tell you this Home Rule League of America in New York City, when these American people are finding a group of people who are fighting against the injustice to their motherland. So he was also one among them. I mean, he will work in America, but he will represent whom? India. And he will try to garner the opinion of people what all the injustice which government is doing. The British government is doing to the Indians in India. So this is what that Home Rule League of America. And he was a member of that in the year 1917. Now I will explain it. Suppose the example. So he was appointed for British administration. America, not in British, is it? Senate of America. He was a minister in America. Imperator Swarajas. What is this Chowri Chowra incident here? Chowri Chowra incident I will be explaining later. Gandhiji announces that INC, Civil Disobedience Non-Cooperation Movement. And non-cooperation movement is very successful. But suddenly एक incident होता है यूपी में एक जगह था चौरी चौरा, where police have attacked the common people. And police का attack के खिलाफ some people go and put fire to the police station in a place called Chowri Chowra. 22 policemen with one sub-inspector. 23 people die in the incident. जिंदा जला देते common people of UP. ये news जब गांधी जी को पहुंचता है that people from so and so town has put the police station on fire, he suspends the INC. Non-cooperation movement. But non-cooperation movement was very successful. All over India it was giving good result. Against whom? British. So many people did not like Gandhi suspending that movement. And उसमें कौन था एक? Lalu Lajpat. Gandhi ji never listened to anybody. He said the very basic of the movement is non-violence. But movement violent हो गया. So that's why he suspends it. Okay. And many leaders in INC itself convinced Gandhi, don't suspend it. Just for one incident, why are you suspending such a beautiful program? But Gandhiji bolta no. He was adamant. When he suspends that NCM, he also gives a clue that I will launch a movement which is more better than this. And फिर वो नया program कौन सा है? Civil disobedience. What does civil disobedience means? Where the government of Gandhiji asked not to pay taxes. And which was the first commodity? Dandy March. What was the commodity? Dandy March किसके लिए हुआ? Salt. Lord Curzon याद है? Petition. He was also against that movement. Purna Swaraj. ये कॉलेज अभी भी है, मतलब मेरे में क्या डीएवी कॉलेज, मैं कुछ भी जाके कॉलेज में 2-3 बार लेक्चर दिया है, डीएवी, in Mulund area, in between Mulund and Bandur. So Lala Lajpat Rai was one of the founder. और ये कॉलेज वो है, क्या बोलता है वो, it has been established very early. ये तो फ्री में देता है या तो बहुत कम फीस में देता है, for all Indians. In 1895 Rai helped the Punjab in National Bank Lakshmi Insurance Company. Bangalore में स्टार्ट किया. So in fact यही फोटो आपने हिस्ट्री टेक्स्ट बुक में है ना, look at that photo. ये फोटो शायद एग्जाम में आएगा तो don't forget these 3 big leaders. Exact photo. So one is Lala Lajpat Rai. Who is he? Who is he asking? Bal Gangadhar Tilak. And he is Bipin Chandra Pal. देखो Bengali attire में है. He's a Bengali and he's a Maharashtra. And he's a Punjab fellow. Shere Punjab. So who is he? Come on. पूरा बोल मार गया. Next. Bipin. Oye.
Bal Gangadhar.
And who is he? Because exam में पाने का chances है. देखिए 7 7 notes में 7 to the People's Society. देखो तो कॉलेज ये बैंड्रा में है, नेशनल कॉलेज, ये तो अभी लाहौर वाला है, पाकिस्तान वाला. Rai also set up a national college in Lahore whose students included Bhagat Singh and Sukhdev. You know who is Bhagat Singh and Sukhdev? The greatest revolutionaries. Chandrasekhar Azad, Bhagat Singh were driven to. These are those people who were complete revolutionaries. Look at the book title, Unhappy India. The books में लेकर पढ़ना है. Rajni, Garibati, Shivaji, Swami Dayakula. Shivaji. आगे कैसे? ये जो कोट था ना, जब उनको सर पे मार लगा, that लाठी चार्ज, the shots that hit me are the last nails to the coffin of the British. तो क्या बोला, एक एक लाठी जो मेरा सर पे पड़ा है वो एक एक कीला है, किसके ऊपर? ब्रिटिश का कॉफिन के ऊपर. समझ में आया? So these are the words will mitigate any fellow. Take nice to read करना.
I declare that the struck at me will be last nail in the coffin of the greatest role in
Wonderful. You?
I always believe that my silence on the separate topics will be an advantage in the long.
मतलब उस ज्यादा जगह पर वो ज्यादा बोले भी नहीं. So he's against that killing of the cows and other. At least now you got a at least color picture of who was who? Lala Lajpat Rai. Let's finish off him. What did I say? When was the last point that I put?
अरे उसको NLR was a political writer which leads to big and firstly Brazil, India, and
Okay. Second point. Lala Lajpat Rai only we are doing, no?
yes.
Okay. That was checking there. His publications include The Call to Young India. The Call to Young India. His publications include The Call to Young India and England's Debt to India. ये सब उनका publication है. England's Debt to India. And one more. If you don't want and उधर remove कर दो अब इधर डाल दो and दो के बाद तीन में and डालेंगे है ना. The political future of India. The political future. Next main heading, a social reformer. 2, he was a social reformer. Right, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, every leader will be studying, but you will be having only 2 headings. बस उतना ही चाहिए, इससे ज़्यादा नहीं चाहिए. अच्छा है ना? Copy. LLR was connected to. He was connected to Arya Samaj movement. I'm writing MP means movement. Next. He played a main role. He played an important role. An important role in the expansion of DAV College. What is DAV? Diamond Anglo-Vedic at Lahore. At you don't write this one, huh? You write full word. At Lahore. Lahore उस टाइम पर इंडिया में था ना? In 1886. अभी तो पाकिस्तान में है. At Lahore in 1886. ये बहुत जरूरी है. He set up servants of the people society. He set up servants of the people society. People society for the welfare of downtrodden and outcasts. For the welfare of downtrodden and outcasts. Who is downtrodden? Very, very poor. Huh? Just streets में रहते हैं. And outcasts. Who are outcasts? जो अपना community या religion से बाहर निकले गए. I can chill for 2 minutes. Tell me the next heading. Read that same headings and tell me if you got any problem. लाल बाल this बाल very interesting. Akhadas, Lati clubs, ये सब start करते थे. Understand what are akhadas? Kushti Parivans. This is very interesting. Lokmanya Tilak, the actual ones are there. I don't know how they are. Let's hear. Comedy खराब है. You understand anything? She will understand. What is he saying, man?
Something like
नीमच्या गुणांसह नवीन जिलेट गार्ड 4 सुरक्षित शेप आता फक्त.
Now this is a video. Let's see at least. ये थोड़ा सा song है.
full song is written.
अच्छा. Help me. We'll play this only like the last time. But also voice नहीं आता. Somebody should speak. What is Chittapavan Brahmin Sangeet? Shruti? You don't know? Oh, very bad. Purest Brahmin family. महाराष्ट्र में भी ये बहुत सारा ये रहता था कि हाँ करेक्ट करेक्ट. और ये अपने आप को चित्त ब्राह्मण मतलब सबसे शुद्ध ब्राह्मण समझे. He was conferred with the title of Lokmanya. ये तो मालूम है ना? Are we doing correct person only or what it is?
No, sir.
We are doing what? Tilak only ना, बाल गंगाधर तिलक. लाल बाल and पाल. In those days, mathematics, मतलब very quick in calculation. Deccan College in Pune, ये नहीं सुना है. And LLB मतलब he was a bachelor of law. He was a lawyer. And Government Law College of Mumbai. Oh my God, look at his studies. If I want to explain what is the meaning of the word extremist, it is as good as saying that he was a person who was ready to, sacrifice himself, and he is ready to take revenge on whom? On the British. So extremists are very, we can say, aggressive people who are ready to, make themselves as human bomb also. So that was his name. I mean, in his tributes to Gandhiji, called him the maker of modern India. Jawaharlal Nehru described him as the father of modern India. Look, both the leaders, great leaders, called him. Died in Mumbai. Any new? They were the common leaders of Swadeshi, correct? This we have already covered. He has given the title. British author Valentina Stirol, in his book Indian Unrest, and described Tilak as the father of Indian unrest. What is unrest according to you? The agitation, or it is the fight against whom? The British. Started by whom? Lokmanya Tilak. Okay. And this you can remember. Maybe write this point if you not to. Tilak is known as the first leader of Indian independence movement. ये textbook में नहीं रहेगा. You will put the heading Bal Gangadhar Tilak, and I'll give the intro. Bal Gangadhar Tilak was known as the father of assertive nationalism. Bal Gangadhar Tilak was known as the father of assertive nationalism. Second point, this you can write. He was known as the first leader of Indian independence movement. He was known as the, or he is known, not was, he is known as the leader of Indian independence movement. Next. The Deccan Education Society. It's almost time. The Deccan Education Society was founded by Tilak under Justice Ranade's guidance. The Deccan Education Society was founded by Tilak under the guidance of Justice Ranade's guidance in him under the guidance of, you want the spelling of Justice Ranade? Of Justice Ranade in 1884. 1884. Some people say like that. I really love that word 18 instead of 18. We'll meet next lecture and we'll continue the same lectures. Thank you and good night. Take care of your health. I heard some cold and stuff is slowly creeping in. Correct? And careful in your school.